Hi children and welcome to Friday's comprehension lesson if you've got the Year 2 booklet. So we've had a fantastic week this week learning at home and you have blown me away with all of your super learning. I am really impressed with your reading, your writing and just your general attitude to learning at home. It's lovely. So thank you so much children, and also thank you to your grown up at home for sending me lots of lovely photographs of your learning. And I'm going to share a couple of them with you now. So Samuel, Charlie and Hermione, I was very impressed with your learning yesterday. You all listened so carefully to my video and you completed all of my activities. You first of all went searching for those words in your text and you underlined them or highlighted them, and then you've done your work in your yellow book. And Charlie, you answered my challenge questions as well. And you, Sam, and you, Hermione, all of you have worked beautifully. I'm really impressed. And another thing I'm very proud of is when your parents are emailing me your work, I am giving you feedback and you are all taking it on board. So every day your learning is getting better. So well done and a really good job. So keep it up. One more day today, then it's the weekend. So let's have a look at our first slide of our new learning. Now before we open our work booklet, I've got a little challenge on my screen which will help us with today's activity. So if you've already opened your booklet, I'd like you to close it for me and I want you to look at the picture on my screen. Now, last week when we were in school, in our geography, we were learning all about this place. So what is this a picture of? What can you see here? Have a little discussion with your grown-up at home about what this picture is on my screen. And I have got a big yellow box, which underneath in a moment will tell you what this is a map of. And then in my smaller green boxes, I have got the names of the countries. So I've given you a little clue there. So this is a map, but a map of what place? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds, and if you want to have a longer discussion, you pause my video because I'm going to share the answer in a moment, okay? So let's have a look at my next slide and let's see if you got it correct. Did you get it right? So this is a map. It is a picture of the United Kingdom, and in the middle here where my yellow box was, it says United Kingdom. I'm going to draw a yellow box around the United Kingdom. Now the United Kingdom is where we live, but we have got some countries in the United Kingdom. So can you remember what this top one is? Tells you there now. The top country is Scotland. The orange country here is where we live and it is called England. This little pink part here, this country, is called Wales. And over here where it is green, we've got Ireland. And here at the top is Northern Ireland. So well done if you had a discussion at home and you managed to name some of those places, and that is where we live. So we live in the United Kingdom, and then if we zoom in a little bit more, we live in England, and if we zoom in even more, we live in Stoke-on-Trent, and we live in Mere. Most of us live in Mere. You might live in a different city or a different town, but we all live in England. So now we have discussed that, let's get to my next page. And I would like you to go to page 14 in your work booklet. And the title of our page today is called The Isle of Skye. Now I've got some more pictures here. I've got the picture of the United Kingdom, which we've just spoken about. Then here I have drawn an arrow pointing to what country? What country did we say this top one was? Scotland, well done. And then here I have got another map, and this map here, I'll draw a big circle around it, is just of Scotland. And then the arrow here is pointing to this little part, which is the Isle of Skye, which is what the place is called, what we're going to learn about today. So by now you should have opened your textbook and you should be on page 14 and you should be able to see the title, The Isle of Skye. And I've put these pictures on the board just to help you understand where the Isle of Skye is. A little bit of geography for us there. And if you want to go onto Google Earth and type in the Isle of Skye, you'll be able to see it on the webcam, on the camera online, okay? So take some photographs if you do that and see what other places you can find as well. And let me know on an email. So let me go to my next slide now, and you will be able to see that I've taken a picture of the page that you should be able to see, page 14, and the title, The Isle of Skye. Now we're going to do something a little bit similar to what we did yesterday, but instead of me saying one word at a time and you finding it, I want you to be a little bit more independent today, and that means doing it by yourself. So I have put a long list of words just here down the side, and I have highlighted some of the sounds that might help you to read them. And I would like you to look for the word in the text and underline it for me, or circle it, or highlight, whatever you would prefer to do. So all of these words in my list are some of the key words in the text that you will need to understand and you will need to be able to read. And then once you've found all of these words, you will be able to hopefully then read the text a little bit easier, and you'll be able to find out all about the Isle of Skye. So we'll go through the words together now, and then I want you to pause the video, look for the words, and then press play when you've done it, and then see if you found them all, and I will show you my picture. So the first word at the top says island. Okay, island. I'm just going to get one of my pens. So this word here says island. And then we've got the word Scotland. Mountains. We had that in my phonics this week. The ow sound is there, Luke. And then we've got this word here, and this is quite tricky. It's got a split digraph in it there, and the y at the end makes an E sound. And this word says scenery. Scenery. And that is what something looks like. That's what you see when you're in a place. Okay? And the next word says animals. Animals. And then we've got quite a long word here now. Does anybody know what word this says? And at the end we've got an ED. And remember, we just say ed. Interested. Interested. And then we've got the word whales, the word dolphins, popular, history, castles, dinosaurs, fossils, and more. So all of these words here down the side of my page, I would like you now to read them and then look for them in the text. And then pause the video whilst you do that. And then when you press play, my slide will change and I'm going to show you where the words are. Okay, so pause me now. Okay, have you underlined all of the words? Let's see if you found them. Here they all are. So I have underlined them in the text. And by now, all of those words that you have underlined, you should know what they say. So when you read the text, you'll be able to read it a little bit better. So let's read it together. Okay, starting at the beginning, over here, with the tricky word the. The Isle of Skye is an island in Scotland. Many people visit the island to go walking in the mountains and look at the scenery. Other people come to visit the wild animals. The island is home to lots of interesting animals, such as otters, seals, whales, and dolphins. The island is also popular with people who are interested in history. They can visit old Scottish castles and look at dinosaur fossils. Lots of people visit the Isle of Skye, but not many people actually live there. In fact, there are more sheep living on the island than people. So this text has got lots of facts, hasn't it? So is it fiction or non-fiction? Tell me. Well done if you are saying it is non-fiction. This piece of text is true. It is all about a place and it's got lots of facts in it and lots of information. So it is non-fiction. So good job if you remembered that. So now we have read the text and we have found all of these words. Remember, you can read it again and again until you know what happens, and then you can look in your textbook at your questions. Now what I'm going to do today is I'm going to model and show you how to answer question 3 in your work booklet, okay? Because some of you have been doing some lovely answers, but you are just writing a couple of words instead of a full sentence. So we're going to look at this one together. So the question says, why is the island popular with people who are interested in history? So why is the island popular with people who are interested in history? So let's think about that question. It's a why question, so we've got to give a reason. So why is the island popular with people who are interested in history? So like we always do with comprehension, we now need to go back to the text and find where we're going to find that answer. So we've already underlined keywords. So now go back to your text and see if you can find the part that I have put a red square around. This part, this little paragraph here, because I have identified where the answer is going to be. And the biggest clue was the word popular and the word history, because the word popular is in my question there and the word history is in my question there. So I have used the question and I've gone back to the text and I've found those keywords and I know my answer is going to be there somewhere. So that's the first skill. The second skill is we've got to read that information again to see if we can find the answer. So the question, why is the island popular for people who are interested in history? So the word popular means why do people like to go there? If lots of people go to a place, it means that it is a popular place, it's a favourite place. And interested in history, so people like to learn all about what it happened a long time ago. Okay, so let's read that paragraph. The island is also popular with people who are interested in history. They can visit old Scottish castles and look at dinosaur fossils. There we have it, year one. We've got our answer. So the island is popular with people who are interested in history because they can visit old Scottish castles. I'm just going to change my pen. Old Scottish castles, and they can look at dinosaur fossils. So on the Isle of Skye, there are lots of old castles and lots of fossils. So people who like learning about what happened a long time ago can go there and look at those things. And that must be why it's so popular. So now you need to verbally, so use your mouth and your skills to say your answer in a full sentence. So on my next slide, I have already written my answer and I would like you to read it with me. And you will see that it is a full sentence and I've used the question to help me answer it. So the Isle of Skye is popular with people who are interested in history because, that's our key word, because it's a why question, they can visit Scottish castles and look at dinosaur fossils. So the answer was in the text. All I have done is I have pulled out this piece of information here that I'm drawing around and I've put it into my sentence. And that is what you have to do in comprehension. You have to read the text, read the question, and use the question to help you answer it. Okay, so try and remember that to answer the other questions on your slide, in your booklet, and write them in full sentences for me, please, because then when I see your answers, I know what they are about. If you just put one word or two words or start your answer with because, if I didn't have the question, I wouldn't know what you were answering. So try your very hardest to use a full sentence, okay? Once you've finished answering the questions in your textbook, you've got your last challenge of the week. And your challenge is can you draw and label a picture of what you can see and do on the Isle of Skye? So I've gone onto Google and I found some photographs there of some of the different things that you can see if you went to the Isle of Skye. So we've got some colourful houses and some sea with some boats, and we've got some hills, some rocks, and we've got some sheep there. But remember, if you go back to your text and you read it, there's lots of information in there about what you can see and what you can do in the Isle of Skye. So you can make me a poster or an information page with lots of information and pictures on, okay? Then send it to me and I can't wait to see them. And then I will share some of the best work on Monday. So well done again for this week. You've worked very hard. Keep it up today. Quite a fun activity to do today. Lots of different things you can do. You can go onto Google Earth and look at the countries, look at the different places, and then do some comprehension questions, and then do your drawing and label it for me at the end. Okay? So send me lots of photographs, year one. Have a lovely day today. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you all on Monday morning. Take care.